Daniel. What a nice hoodie you have. Anyway, guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues, and Reviews. And today we're looking at Bleach 674, 675, playing the catch up game. Lots to discuss, but without further ado, let's get into this summary slash review. Starting off with chapter 674. Not a lot of craziness happened. The ending was sublime. But before I get into that, let's do a breakdown of the chapter, my thoughts on each part. So, talking about the first part, Ichigo versus Back. Ichigo seems to be quite, he's very anxious and he's running in there. And it kind of seems completely different from the new version, this development that he's got. He's a lot calmer before. So he seems to have taken a step back. For those that have seen the next chapter, will understand why. But at this point in the story, when I was reading this, he seemed to be really anxious and really wanting to go in there. Back makes it easy for him to do that. He's goading him, he's taunting him, and he's basically saying the power was never yours, it was mine to begin with. Which is interesting, because is he talking about just the Quincy power? Is there more to it than that? I honestly think it's to do with the Quincy power, but the idea was that he took the powers from all half-breeds, and he's a half-breed, I guess. So that's the idea behind it. But I think he might just be there to get in his head as well. So the idea of, in the past, the mental side of Ichigo's kind of nature kind of let him down, his fluctuating Ryatsu. I think he's trying to get some of that out of him, and that's the idea behind him. The next part really was about Renji and Rukia, and they're down in the battle, they're kind of really in the way in a way, and Byakuya saves them, and he basically says, "Go help Ichigo." Not because he needs help, but because I don't need your help. And it's interesting because that's his way of basically looking after them, and this is effectively something that Ice Boy basically says. He goes, "This is this is way of your showing concern," and he goes, and basically Byakuya says, "I chose my words wisely." So it's interesting to see what's going to happen next. So they talk about the academy and your superiors and your friends, and it's good that he's gonna have Ichigo's gonna have them by his side. But does he really need them? Will they be a hindrance? It's a bit early to say at this point, because even in the next chapter, without being too spoilers, they haven't really got there. So it's interesting to say the least. We'll have to wait and see how that plot develops. Then we get to see Ishida and Hashwall, or Hash Browns, as the guy in the YouTube comment section once said on Fun Never World's video. Made me laugh, so it's just stuck with me. He's talking about the idea of the balance and the scale, and talking about who a person truly is. And the idea, sometimes even in real life, you don't really know who you truly are till you draw your last breath. And at the same time, it kind of reminded me of Naruto and a conversation between Kasame and Itachi. And Itachi basically says, "You don't know who you truly are till you're just about to die." So it's an interesting kind of reminder of that. Maybe a bit of a homage, to use that line specifically, but it's interesting to say it nonetheless. And then the ending. The ending was superb. The ending was brilliant. It leaves you a big question. Where the hell have they been the whole time? Yes, Ishida's papa and Ichigo's papa, Ryuken and Ishin. Where the hell have you been this whole time? What have you been up to? Now, the thing is with Ryuken, he's not really been involved in the whole thing. But I'd imagine there'll be a certain degree of why he wants to be involved now, because it's to do with Back, and I imagine he had some type of feeling, or feelings or love towards his wife, the one that was basically killed because of him. I know it was like an arranged marriage, and there's a lot more to it than that, and he doesn't really seem like that type of person. But I think deep down there is other sides to Ryukin than just this cold heartless, you do as I say type of person. And the whole thing with Ishin, how powerful has he really become? Has he gained all his full power back? Because I know his Ryatsu shriveled when he gave all his powers and his, chakra, his Ryatsu, his Reishi, whichever you want to call it, to his wife. And then when his wife died, he started going back. And there's mentions that he is, has been growing, Has it got back to full power how it was originally? Has he got stronger? We don't really know what he's been really up to. It's very hard to say. It's going to be interesting to see how they play their roles as prospective fathers. Is it going to be a case where they go to help the children, or is it going to be a case where they're going to come in at the last second when Ichigo needs them the most? Because the way I think it's going to happen, I'll talk about it in 827. 827, 675. What's going on? One Piece mode then. I apologize. And I'll cover it in there. But yeah, it's an interesting chapter. To be fair, these last few chapters I've really enjoyed. I think they've really got you thinking. And you can see Bleach is starting to build up momentum. These naysayers, shut up, to read it. Nothing more needs to be said. That's the first chapter review. I'll see you in the next one. So, chapter 675. Content wise, there's a lot of talking. Action wise, there's two key elements. We don't get anything to do with the Papas. We don't get anything to do with Gerard, thank God. We don't really get anything to do with Chad and Ganju. I really want to know what's going on with them lot, but that's probably going to be revealed later. We don't know what's going on with the remainder of X-Axis, and that, I can't even remember his name right now. The third seat dude, or is it the fifth seat dude? Who's like a zombie now. Story for a different day. Few questions still need to be answered, but I'm sure we'll get to them at some point. So the two main things that happens. Ishida's bow. I didn't even mention it last chapter. I'm loving that bow. It's brilliant, and he's going in. Ishida's really trying, and they're talking about the powers and stuff like that. And the key thing that stuck out was Yuha Back's scariest thing is not the ability to see the future, which begs the question: what the hell is? And Hashwell doesn't say. Hashwell goes, "Okay, time to use your broken scales," or whatever he says. I'm like, okay, now Hashwell's serious. What the hell's he been doing all this time? There's question marks around Hashwell because he can see the future. Well, he could. He said he was a vessel, so he doesn't have full control. But what could he have seen that's making him delay this fight so much? He goes, "Oh look, Ichigo's fate has been has been set and he's sealed. He's gonna die. There's no point me getting involved. Blah 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 blah." But there's something more to that. I think there's got to be something more to it. It's too obnoxious. It's too, for someone who can see the future, even for a short moment of time, a limited moment of time. It's too obnoxious. It's too. There's something about that it gets me thinking. It makes me wonder: has he seen a future? Has he seen a future where Ichigo wins and he was really with Ichigo the whole time? There's that question out there, but we're gonna find out at some point. And the second one, Ichigo is relentless with his attack. He keeps going in, he keeps going in, he keeps going in, he keeps going in, and then he notices something by his blade, and he goes, "Inoue, orihime," or whatever her name is. Inoue, I think her name is actually. Orihime is the fish girl in One Piece. I always use that name for some reason, so I get them confused. My bad. Inoue. Anyway, so he tells Inoue to use the shield. She uses the shield and she asks about. Oh, I take it back. I'll just Google this. Her name is Orihime. Why do I forget that? Okay, that's why. I was right. I knew I was thinking something wrong. I wonder what the Fishman Island girl is now. Anyway, that's a story for a different day. So the sword starts glowing. I'm like, ooh, what does this mean? And he goes, "Oh, I need to get my Quincy Ryatsu going. Take some time. I need to jolt someone awake." And I'm like, ooh, transformation. It's his hollow form. Part of his hollow form. So he's got his Quincy stuff going, he's got his Shinigami stuff going, and he's got now his hollow stuff kicking in. This, I think, is key. And here's why. The people that have fought against Hashwell before, Yuha Back before, the Quincy's, they can't do anything to him. Because he's the king of Quincy's. The Shinigami can't do anything to him. The only type of individual, and I think this important is key, is hollows. They're poisonous. So having someone with hollow abilities is going to be key. Now remember I said I was going to mention something about the Papas. The Papas, I think, at the end will be the ones that are going to give the powers to Ichigo to power him up, because he's got the the melting pot of all the different abilities. He's probably gonna absorb or learn those abilities, and it's gonna be a case of, Dad, give me your Shinigami powers. Uncle, give me your Quincy powers, and then let's go as Hollow's powers as well. The Hollow part is gonna be the key. Now I said uncle because basically Ryuken and Ichigo's mom were cousins. That's what makes him uncle. But anyway, so that ending was an ending. The last two chapters, the way he's been ending them, Tite Kubo, naughty, I liking it, keeping it up. I really can't say any more than that. I really enjoy these chapters. I've been saying these chapters are good. I don't know why people are shitting on Bleach, man. They're really enjoyable chapters. Okay, they're not the most eventful in terms of so many things going on, but sometimes you want it simple because you want simple storylines that connect. It doesn't have to be overly complicated. If there's a story behind it, if there's a foreshadow that comes to fruition, I'm all for it. If there's a complicated storyline, I don't mind as well, but there's nothing wrong with these chapters. I absolutely enjoyed them. I'm not going to give them a 10 out of 10 because I know Bleach can do a lot better, but that's a solid 7 for me. I have no problems with these chapters. I absolutely enjoyed them. I hope you did too. If you enjoyed them, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate that, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.